You see that they almost dropped points at the end of this game, but they did hold on in yet another game against a title rival too.
And so that's what really matters, that you got the 3 points. And you just said it, 10 matches in 2023, 10 wins. Perfect is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, well, and it has been for Borussia Dortmund. And they were really good in the first half. I didn't like the second half from Borussia Dortmund. Too conservative, too early, gave up on the ambition of going forward, of really threatening in the attack, and allowed Leipzig to build some momentum going forward where they hadn't had that initially in the first half. I think Borussia Dortmund allows Leipzig back into the game. Leipzig will look back into this and say, man, where was this level of aggression? Where was this intensity? Where was this ambition going forward in the first half? Had we shown that, this might have been different. Borussia Dortmund doesn't care. They'll take the 2-1 victory, they'll take the 3 points, and they're sending the message to Bayern Munich. On to you, big boy. On to you. Now you need to win. Now you need 3 points. Come and chase us down.
Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to see how this weekend plays out from this one as well. But these were the moments in which Borussia Dortmund held on, and Leipzig will now go 7 points behind them in the table. And that's 7 points behind even Bayern Munich coming into the round, obviously, if they are to go on and do what they need to do this weekend. Are Leipzig out of the title race with this result?
100% they're out. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. It was great while it lasted, but you are done with the title conversation when it comes to Leipzig, because you're not chasing just Borussia Dortmund, you're potentially also chasing Bayern Munich. I don't think they get back into this conversation. They had an opportunity today where I think, in my opinion, not quite ready for the moment. In the first half, after the first 5-10 minutes where they had a couple of half chances for Nkunku, that might he been in a better form or fit or perhaps sharper, he could have taken advantage of those chances. After that, it was all Dortmund all the time in the first half, and we just didn't see the level of intensity that we saw last week from Leipzig in pressuring Eintracht Frankfurt. Too many times Borussia Dortmund were able to get out of pressure.
As you can imagine, at the Signal Iduna Park right now, and I mean, rightfully so. What a brilliant start to the year it's been for this Borussia Dortmund side. Who stood out to you most today for them?
Julian Brandt in the first half was really, really good. And not only when he has the ball at his feet, but the movement and the timing of his movement to run in behind, to recognize that Halstenberg, for whatever reason, continued to be out of position and said, you know what? If I time my run well, I'm going to be available. And he's available on the right, he's available on the left, he's underneath. He does so well in reading the movement of Sebastian Aller in front of him, and then recognizes where the spaces are going to be. So then once Julian Brandt makes that move, then Marco Reus can fill him behind, and then it also frees spaces to Jude Bellingham. Obviously, when you think about Borussia Dortmund, Jude Bellingham has to be part of the conversation. And he was very much a part of the conversation in the first half. But much like the rest of Borussia Dortmund, a lot of them went missing because they got really conservative and put a lot of numbers behind the ball and then renounced to the possibility of going on counters. Overall, if I'm Borussia Dortmund, I'm hanging on to the first half. The second half, not so much, because I think they got conservative too early.
Before they did get conservative, what we did see was a lot of confidence in this side. And I suppose that speaks volumes for them right now and suggests why we are seeing what we're seeing in the table.
Well, look, if you've won 10 in a row, you better be confident. If this doesn't give you confidence, I don't know what does. And so that's why it was a little surprising as to how early Borussia Dortmund got really conservative. I think that if they're just able to play out the first 15, 20 minutes with the same sort of intensity of urgency that they had in the first half, this game would have been over. But because you got conservative early, it allowed Leipzig to grow into the match. Regardless, if you're Dortmund, if you're Terzic, you're perfect, right? And so the confidence keeps going. And the reality of the possibility of not only fighting for the title, but actually winning the title, the more you win, this becomes more real. This becomes more tangible. It becomes more within your grasp. And I think it's only going to push this team forward.
Do they look like a title-winning side to you?
They sure do. Absolutely. Again, Kate, let me break this down for you. They've won 10 in a row in all competitions. That is what title-winning teams do. We thought that the team winning a bunch of games in a row was going to be Bayern Munich. That hasn't been the case. It has been Borussia Dortmund. That's why they're leading right now.
Yeah, it's interesting, obviously, because it's 8 straight wins in the Bundesliga right now. The last time that happened under a single coach at Borussia Dortmund was under Jurgen Klopp. That was in the 2011-2012 season. They went on to win the domestic double. So obviously that's just the stats that are out there, but you can see the belief in this side right now.